Welcome back, everyone, here to Bronx Talks. Today, got a very special video for you guys. Today, we are going to be talking about some players on the New York Yankees and what role will they have in the 2024 season for the Yankees. The Yankees have a few players that are kind of up in the air. You don't know if they're going to get traded. You don't know if they're going to start the season in the minor leagues. You don't know if they're going to have a bench role, starting role. Their positions, their spots are very much in the air, and I don't think it's being talked about enough. What's going to happen to these guys? Um, and I guess rightfully so. I mean, there's a lot of problems the Yankees need to address. There's a lot of big name superstars in free agency and available via the trade market, and those are going to get the headlines. Those are going to get the clicks. But we're going to be talking about some guys that don't really have a role right now in 2024. We're going to have a discussion about it. So, Christian, who do we have up first?
Yeah, we'll start with probably the easiest guy to talk about because it's kind of one or the other, and that's Oswald Peraza. Now, this guy has already done the dance. He's already had his time in the majors. He's not going to be playing and sitting in the minor leagues again this year. He is either traded this offseason or he's on the team. Now, if he's traded, we're probably acquiring a pretty decent name because this guy is a very highly ranked prospect, and if he's traded, that's that. However, if he's on the team, I think the most realistic role is we go into the season with him as our third baseman and maybe DJ LeMahieu as his backup. I don't think the Yankees would go into the season and have him on the bench just because it would almost feel like a waste. And I also think he has a much more higher upside than DJ LeMahieu. So, while it wouldn't be my first option to have him be our third baseman for 2024, I think if there's not a move that you can make, a guy like Matt Chapman or a few other names don't work out, then I think you go into the season with Oswald Peraza as your third baseman and DJ LeMahieu as his backup. And of course, Peraza can also fill in at shortstop and even second base, so he can kind of move around. But I think that's really where he's going to get comfortable at third base.
Yeah, absolutely. It's going to be very interesting to see what they do with Oswald Peraza. He obviously is very talented, has a lot of exceptional skills, but his situation is still very much up in the air. No question about it. The next guy we have up is Oswaldo Cabrera. Oswaldo Cabrera is very versatile. He can play every position basically on the diamond. Um, and that is super valuable for a team to have a guy that can play the outfield, that can play the infield. It's very, very valuable. He also has the versatility with the bat as well. He's a switch hitter. His tools that he has are very, very impressive. The problem is the Yankees gave Oswaldo Cabrera a big chance last year. They gave him a perfect, phenomenal opportunity to be the starting left fielder for the New York Yankees, and he just didn't capitalize with it. He just did not have a good year. He looked sluggish from the right side of the plate, left side of the plate. He had some major problems getting the ball in the air. Could it be just an adjustment period, a sophomore slump, I guess you could call it? Could definitely be, but he just did not capitalize on the opportunity he had last year. And he was sent to the minors a few times, but with injuries, it seemed like he'd keep getting called back up. I know at the tail end of the year, his numbers did start to go up. He started to play better, but the Yankees are going to acquire an outfielder. They're going to bring in an outfielder. They need to bring in two outfielders, a center fielder and a left fielder, and they're going to have Dominguez coming back. So what's going to happen with Oswaldo Cabrera? They have DJ LeMahieu as their utility guy in the infield. Are they going to keep Cabrera on as a fourth outfielder? Are they going to have him in a bench role? Are they going to have him start in the minor leagues? Or are they going to trade Cabrera? Because Cabrera definitely has some very talented skills. He's versatile from the plate. He's versatile in the field. So maybe the Yankees could trade him. It's going to be very interesting to see. But his spot in 2024 is certainly up in the air right now.
Yeah, I don't even know about him being a fourth outfielder because they're really already probably going to have a set three guys. And then between Dominguez when he gets back in the mix, I just really don't know. And of course, yeah, the Yankees already really have enough infielders. So it's going to be
Yeah.
interesting. I don't know really if there is a spot for him on the team, even as a bench guy. And
Yeah.
To be a switch, to be a young switch hitter that's fast and there's really not a role for you on the team, that does say something. But I mean, he played over 110 games last year and he was really, really, really bad. So, I'm rooting nothing but the best for him, but I think the most realistic option is he starts in the minors and then kind of go from there. There's probably going to be an injury or two. Maybe sneaks his way on the team, but I really don't think there's a scenario where he's on a playoff roster or even an opening day roster. And the final guy that we're going to talk about is Everson Pereira. Now, he got run in September and wasn't anything amazing. But again, this guy is a very highly ranked prospect. He's fast. He's an outfielder, and he's a lot of tools. Now, we didn't he didn't fully showcase a lot of them, although 30 games, and I think it was less than 30 games, is way too little to judge him on. So I'd say his role is the most up in the air out of the three. I don't think you can really go into the season designating him as at a certain position or even in a certain spot. I think you can definitely rule out that the Yankees will not go into the season with him as their starting left fielder. So
Mm.
that's off the table. I think the most realistic option is he starts as a bench piece, fourth outfielder, and then depending on how he plays in that time, could impact whether when Dominguez comes back, does he stay on the team at the trade deadline? Do the Yankees move him? But I really think it's going to be performance based in the first few months. I think he'll stay with the Yankees, though. I don't really see the Yankees trading him.
Yeah, it is kind of curious though, because right now the Yankees outfield is very slim. I mean, Aaron Judge is their right fielder, can play center field, need if need be. But they're gonna add. Looks like Brian Cashman basically said they're gonna add two outfielders. They're gonna add two outfielders. They're gonna have Dominguez, and they'll probably have some fourth outfielder to start the season, whether that's some guy, they pick up in free agency, a low level, minor guy or something like that, or maybe they rolls with Oswaldo, or maybe that guy is Pereira. But I do agree with you, Christian. If we're at the trade deadline and Pereira's putting up good numbers in AAA, or he's had, a cup of tea in the big leagues and just got limited playing time and played well, he's definitely a piece I could see the Yankees moving, because at that point in time, they would just have a lot of depth at that position. But I think right now he'll probably start the season in AAA or somewhere on the bench. But I feel like him, I don't like to totally buy into spring training numbers, especially what we've seen the last few years. But he's definitely one guy I'm looking to see how he performs in spring training.